Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to our podcast. We are so happy to have you here today. My name is Sophia, and I'm here with my wonderful friend and co-host, James.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. I'm James, and today we are diving into something really exciting. We're going to talk about cooking. It's such a fun topic, and we know many of you enjoy it, too.
Exactly, James. Cooking is a fantastic way to learn new words and improve your English. When you cook, you use many different verbs, nouns, and even adjectives. And not to forget, you also learn a lot about different cultures and foods from all over the world.
That's right. The great thing about cooking is that it's not just a useful skill for everyday life. It can also be a lot of fun. You can try new recipes, make food for your friends and family, and even experiment with your own ideas.
So today, we'll talk about some basic things you need to know when you start cooking. We'll also share some easy recipes you can try out, no matter if you're just beginning or have a little experience in the kitchen. Cooking can be as simple or as complicated as you want, and we'll make sure to keep it easy and fun for everyone, especially if you're still learning English.
We will start with the most important part, what you need to cook. When you want to make something, the first thing is always the ingredients. These are the foods and things you need to make your recipe. You can find ingredients in a grocery store or a market, and some ingredients are more common than others. For example, you can't cook a cake without flour, sugar, and eggs.
Yes, James, ingredients are very important. And also, when we talk about cooking, we use many action words like chop, boil, or mix. These words describe what we do to the ingredients. Let's start with some basic actions you'll use when cooking.
Let's jump right into some basic cooking actions. These are the verbs you'll use all the time in the kitchen. First, we have chop. To chop means to cut something into small pieces. For example, if you're making a salad, you might chop some tomatoes or cucumbers. It's a very important skill, and it's easy to do with a sharp knife.
That's a great one, James. Another important word is boil. To boil means to cook something in hot water. You might boil potatoes, pasta, or eggs. When something boils, you'll see bubbles in the water, and it can get very hot, so you should be careful.
Right, Sophia. And don't forget about mix. To mix means to combine two or more ingredients together. For example, when you make a cake, you mix the flour, sugar, eggs, and butter in a bowl. It's a simple but very important step in most recipes.
Exactly, James. And one more word we should talk about is fry. When you fry something, you cook it in hot oil. You can fry many things, like potatoes to make French fries, or fish to make a tasty fish fillet. Frying makes food crispy and delicious.
Now that we know some important cooking actions, let's talk about how to use them in real-life recipes. Many of the recipes we'll talk about today will include these basic actions, and soon you'll be using them in your own kitchen.
Absolutely. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Cooking is a great way to learn and improve your English at the same time. Let's move on to some ingredients that are commonly used in cooking, so you can get familiar with them too.
Now let's talk about some ingredients you will often see in recipes. First up, we have vegetables. Vegetables are healthy and important in many dishes. Some examples are carrots, onions, potatoes, and tomatoes. These are common ingredients that you can use in soups, salads, and many other meals.
I love vegetables. They are so colorful and good for you. Another common ingredient is meat. Meat can be chicken, beef, pork, or fish. You can cook meat in many ways: grilling, frying, or baking. Meat adds a lot of flavor to dishes, and it's often the main part of the meal.
That's right, Sophia. Another key ingredient is rice. Rice is a very popular food around the world. It's easy to cook, and it goes well with almost everything. You can serve rice with meat, vegetables, or even make a rice dish on its own.
Yes, rice is a great base for so many meals. And then we have spices. Spices are small amounts of special flavors we add to food. Some examples of spices are salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. They make food taste amazing and add variety to your cooking.
Exactly. Spices are magic in the kitchen. Just a little bit can completely change the flavor of a dish. And don't forget about herbs like basil, parsley, or cilantro. Herbs are fresh plants you can use to add a fresh, bright taste to your food.
So we have vegetables, meat, rice, spices, and herbs, all very important ingredients in cooking. These are just a few of the basic ingredients that are used in many recipes. It's exciting to try different combinations and see how each ingredient adds something special to the dish.
Now that we've covered some key ingredients, let's move on to the different types of cooking methods you can use. One of the most common methods is baking. Baking means cooking food in an oven. You can bake bread, cakes, cookies, and even vegetables. It's a simple method that gives food a nice, even heat.
Baking is such a great way to make delicious treats. Another method is grilling. Grilling is when you cook food on a hot grill, usually outside. It gives the food a smoky flavor and a crispy texture. Grilled meat, vegetables, or even fruit can be delicious.
Yes, grilling adds a wonderful taste. Then there's steaming. Steaming means cooking food with steam, usually by placing it in a special pot with hot water underneath. Steaming is often used for fish, vegetables, or rice. It helps the food stay soft and keeps many of the nutrients inside.
Steaming is very healthy. And of course, we can't forget about frying. As we mentioned earlier, frying involves cooking food in hot oil. It can make food crispy on the outside, like fried chicken or French fries. But be careful, fried food can be oily, so it's best to enjoy it in moderation.
That's right, Sophia. Lastly, we have sauteing. This is when you cook food quickly in a small amount of oil or butter over medium heat. It's great for cooking vegetables or small pieces of meat. You just stir the food while it cooks so it doesn't burn.
These methods are all important to know, and each one can help you create different flavors and textures in your cooking. As you try out new recipes, you'll get more comfortable using these methods and find which ones you enjoy the most. Cooking is about experimenting and having fun in the kitchen.
All right, we've talked about ingredients and cooking methods, but let's wrap things up by talking about some easy and delicious recipes you can try at home. One simple recipe that many people love is a vegetable stir-fry. To make this, you just chop up your favorite vegetables like carrots, bell peppers, and broccoli. Then, you saute them in a pan with a little oil, add some soy sauce for flavor, and serve it with rice. It's quick, healthy, and full of color.
That sounds delicious, James. Another easy recipe is a pasta dish. You can cook some pasta, and while it's boiling, make a simple sauce by sauteing garlic, tomatoes, and olive oil. Mix the cooked pasta with the sauce, sprinkle some cheese on top, and you've got a tasty meal in just a few minutes.
Pasta is always a winner, and if you're looking for something sweet, how about baking a simple banana bread? All you need are bananas, flour, sugar, eggs, and a little butter. Mix the ingredients, bake in the oven, and you'll have a soft, sweet bread that smells amazing.
Banana bread is one of my favorites. And don't forget that you can get creative. Maybe try adding some nuts, like walnuts or almonds, to the banana bread for extra flavor. Or you could add chocolate chips if you like a bit of sweetness.
Exactly. The possibilities in the kitchen are endless. Cooking is not only about following a recipe. It's about trying new things using what you have and having fun with it. The more you cook, the more you'll learn, and before you know it, you'll be making your own delicious dishes with confidence.
We hope you feel inspired to try some new recipes. And don't forget, the more you practice cooking, the better you'll get at it. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Happy cooking, everyone. Goodbye, see you next time.